Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a wonderful guest in studio today. She's going to help us demystify the buying and selling of homes, and she is Christine Thompson. She's a broker sales associate with Baird Warner. Welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now, we often, I think about buying or selling a home and get a little stalled and get a little overwhelmed very quickly. Let's start with how do you help me uncomplicate this process as a consumer? There's so much information out there.
Well, there is. There's a lot of cyber overload, I'll call it. A lot, and the scary part is it's not all correct information. There could be a lot of misinformation, and it can lead you into the wrong roads and possibly make decisions that aren't correct.
Right,
based on your needs.
We all assume that the internet is up to date.
No, it's not. There's probably over 1,000 consumer real estate websites that you can go to shop for homes, and not all of them are real-time and updated. So I've had clients go to me, say, hey, you didn't send me this property or that, why not? It's under contract. We can't go out and buy a house under contract. So I really try to help my buyers keep them from spinning their wheels, shopping online for homes. I have a great website. It's real-time with the MLS. So that way, when they go to my site, they're looking at actual homes that don't have contracts, and they can actually consider purchasing them and seeing them.
That's awesome. Yeah. So that kind of leads me to my next question: is that how do we find, or where should we start? Would be a better idea. I mean, if we're buying or selling a home, where do we start with that process? Do we go to how do we find you?
As a buyer, you want to first find out what can I afford. Get a good lender, and if you don't have a lender out there that you've worked with in the past, get a good agent. That agent is going to have very good lenders for you to recommend to you, because the agent wants to be sure that your transaction is going to close. Right. So it really all starts with the money. If the lender can't come through with the financing, you're going to be sitting at that closing table having problems. Well,
and also it gives you an idea of your budget, because I think we often go online and think that we can afford maybe more than we have.
Yeah, and even buyers that go online thinking I'll just get pre-qualified online, that's just a system. They don't know about your income. You may put in your income, but they don't know about your work history, your credit scores, all of that. And when you work with a lender in person, they're going to be asking you all the questions to make sure you're not going to have any derailments. Because you're spending money in the process of purchasing a home, you want to make sure you have solid lending and no surprises during that underwriting process.
Absolutely.
So you can be sure you can close.
Yeah, and I think more people are going to probably need to go to an agent, and not a lot of us are doing these types of big lending transactions. So how do we find that agent like you? How do we know if we've got somebody that's good or bad?
Well, referrals are always good.
Okay.
If you don't have referrals and you're going online and you're reaching out to agents just randomly, pick the agent that wants to meet you in their office. Okay. Instead of just, hey, I'll meet you at the house and show you a couple of houses. You should meet with an agent that wants to tell you the services they're going to do for you. Because you are indirectly paying them. You have the right to know, what are you going to do for me? Make sure they're full-time. So that way they have the dedication and the schedule to be out there previewing the homes for you, trying to find the inventory for you if you're not liking what you're seeing. So do they have the time to be thinking about you instead of working as a barista somewhere, and they're distracted and they can't answer their phone calls? Time is of the essence. They got to be available for you.
Where does experience come into play?
Do they have any designations or certifications? I have 8.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
My manager almost says, really, 8? Come on.
Yeah. No,
but I'm like, I want to have a lot of tools in my toolbox.
Sure.
So I can assist in any way a situation occurs that I can help my client.
Well, I can view you as the captain of the team. If I'm buying a home, that means I'm selling, and if I'm selling a home, it means I'm buying. So, can you be the same agent? Can I have the same agent?
Absolutely, and it's actually better because when you're selling a house, you're going to end up buying a house. You got to have someone that can coordinate all the timing, working with the attorneys and the inspectors, the appraisers, to make sure everything is being done and meeting all those contract dates. There's a lot of contract dates to keep track of.
Yes.
You don't want to slip through the cracks on that, and then the deal falls apart on either side. So you got to have someone that's managing that whole transaction for you. To have 2 different agents, it's so complicated. And now you have to start disclosing things about yourself to another agent. You want to have that circle of trust.
Right.
It's teamwork.
Well, you said trust is a big thing. You've got to trust.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And I also think that it's an emotional time for me if I'm buying or selling a home.
Yeah, it's a very big emotional roller coaster.
It's a lot of extra work, and I'm working. I have a family, so that's where I think
I don't know how people do it. I don't want to move. I mean, you're busy with your own life, and then you're throwing on top of that, hey, I'm moving and packing, and I got to deal with all that. So I'm there to make it easy for my client, so they don't have to be worried about all the details of the transaction. I take care of it all.
That's great.
Yeah.
And talk to me when it comes to selling your home. What should I be looking for that? Somebody that knows how to really market that home, I would assume?
Absolutely. You want someone that knows how to market it. They have the power to do it. And not just what their brokerage can do to market it. Is that agent doing something? What's the extra mile they're going? For me, I'd pay for enhanced listing exposure on Zillow and Realtor.com. Those are the two biggest consumer realtor websites.
Okay.
So I'm getting that extra exposure. So when people are typing in the criteria they're looking for in a home, my properties are going to pop up on that first page.
Excellent.
Instead of falling under the 10th page and you're not getting seen. So I think 92% of buyers start online.
They do. Well, we want to get a little head start. We actually think we're helping in some ways. In some ways, we're probably not, but we think we're being helpful. But I also think when you're selling your home that a realtor really can help you with staging.
Yes. I mean, the key things to think about to get your house sold is staging your house well, pricing it well, and marketing. And your agent is supposed to be your megaphone to the marketplace.
I like that.
If they're not getting the word out to the whole world, you can stage it great and price it well. If no one knows about it, you're not going to sell your house.
I love that megaphone.
It's huge. Yeah, but it's true.
True.
You don't know where your buyer's coming from and what your type of buyer is going to be. You got to reach out to a huge audience. And so for me, I like to use the analogy of golfing. I have my golf bag of all my clubs, and I use every club possible because we don't know what club that buyer is going to pull out to find the house.
That's excellent.
Are they going to go online? Are they going to look at a postcard? Are they looking at social media? I make sure it's out there in every avenue possible because I don't know where they're going to come from. I like to shake that tree and find that buyer instead of just sit back.
That's awesome. You also, speaking of your 8 designations, you're designated as a luxury home agent.
I am.
So talk to me a little bit about what makes that market a little different and what makes you a really awesome agent doing that.
People buying luxury homes are not buying it because I need 4 bedrooms and I need 3.5 baths and a 3-car. They're buying it for lifestyle. So marketing a luxury home, you really have to be telling a story about the home. I pull out my previous experience as an advertising agent. I worked in direct marketing at a top 10 Chicago agency.
Right.
I use those tools to know how to tell the story about each house. They're all unique, and I have to find out what's unique about it so I can tell that story, make it stand out from all the other beautiful homes. They're all beautiful, you know. You walk in any of them, they're all beautiful. But what's going to make a buyer pick that particular house? I tell the story that's going to speak to that particular audience looking for that type of house.
And your buyers usually international?
A lot of them are. Yeah. So I have a special international MLS system in addition to the MLS system all the agents use. So I can network with not just here, but I can network with brokers internationally that have buyers shopping internationally. So I have great exposure internationally to get that word out. I have my Proxio Pro. Baird Warner has the world luxury properties, and we have the leading real estate companies of the world. So I'm hitting it like 4 times over, 4-fold over. So if one of the systems isn't reaching a broker, another system is.
Christine, I can tell you love what you do.
I do.
Can you quickly tell me what's the most rewarding part for you?
Making clients happy. And that's my hole-in-one in golf. When I got that happy client, it's so rewarding. That's the energy I get in my business because this is a tough business. It's really hard. It's a lot of work, and if you're only in it for the money, you will not last. You cannot last in this business if you're only doing it for the money. You have to get that. The reward is with the happy clients.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing some of those tips to think about when we're looking to choose an agent to buy or sell our home. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll be right back with more Business Connection. Stay tuned.